What's going on, guys? How's everyone doing tonight? Don't know how many people are even in the chat yet. Probably not a lot because I just started streaming. Make sure it's working on my end. You guys can hear me or see me, let me know. I guess I could just check. Let's find out. All right. I think we got it working. All right, so as you can see behind me, I have a ton of shit I got over the last couple days. Actually, 90% of the stuff behind me is unlisted stuff. The only things that won't get listed are the top shelf, just right there. Those are all just video game. Well, no, that's not true. The steering wheel up at the very top will get listed, but the rest are just video game boxes out of my collection, I guess, my personal collection. And I guess the first thing I'll show you, so I can get it out of this room, because it kind of stinks, it is a kerosene heater. Headphones out of the way. It's a big kerosene heater. I think it was 8,000 BTU. There she is. Oh. Yeah, I'm having a good day lifting weights with that kerosene heater. So that was the first thing I picked up. It was $15 at the Restore. I seen them anywhere from 100 to 300 on eBay. I don't know if that's realistic. I'll probably shoot for 80 to 100 locally. It stinks though because it has the kerosene in it. So I'm going to take that out of the room now and I'll show you the rest of the stuff because kerosene stinks. I don't want it smelling like old dirty fuel in here. Okay. Yeah, I'll probably sell the heater locally. I don't mind shipping it either, though. It's a little heavy, but it's made of metal. It's pretty strong. It's probably, I don't know, 40 pounds, not even 30 pounds maybe. So it's not terrible to ship. I've shipped bigger. Those monitors I ship way more than that. Like those two over there. That one I'm not going to list right there. The bottom one I will, though. Turtle Trader, how are you? How is everyone today? Starting to get some people flowing in. Next couple things I got tons of stuff, are video games. These ones were all $1 a piece. PSP games. Field Commander. I think that one was about an $8 game. They're nothing crazy. They'll all go on Amazon. Dark Mirror, another $6 or $7 game. This one was going for about $3. Spider-Man on PSP. They're all in good shape though. Manual, case, everything's there, which is nice. None of these ones I'll be keeping. Ratchet and Clank, that one was going for $14. And some PS2 games that are worth some good money. They were both $5. They're both $5 at the Restore. And it's number 3 that's worth about 30, 35 Canadian. This one's only $12, $14 game. They're all mint though, like nice, complete, what people want when they want rare games. Nice discs on them. It's hot in here tonight too. It's hot in Canada today. Going through a very humid spell. It's not nice. I'm here listening while driving just because I had to stop at a toll. The Bay Bridge. Very cool. I've never been across the Bay Bridge. How is it going, 5-Day Flipper? Turtle Trader. Who else is in here? Claudette Power Picker. Eric. How's everyone doing? Oh, those are going to fall. I'm going to fall and wake my son up. Next couple things I got, they're not really worth that much. They're DVDs and Blu-rays. Seinfeld, Season 1 and 2, and Season 3. I'll probably lot them together and make my money back. But what I've been doing with media, like I got Third Rock from the Sun, first season. Actually, that one did $7 or $8 on Amazon, so that's not bad. Amazing Spider-Man on Blu-ray. But what I've been doing with the media is I downloaded Plex, and I have a separate computer now. Actually, the one I'm using right now, though, to stream all my media. So every DVD and Blu-ray I own, I put on the computer, and then some, and I can stream it to anywhere. I mean, I could give someone in the chat the password, and they could watch all the movies I have. I'll show you guys what it looks like real quick, actually. It's pretty neat. Let me see if I can bring it up here and screen share it. So it also might be heavy on the system to do this. We'll find out. There we go. So this, I can go to movies, is all the movies. 412 right now that I have loaded on here. And I mean, if you click one, it gives you like a little kind of run through of the movie, what it plays in, cast. If you click the cast, it'll bring up other movies with the same actor in it that are already in my movie list. So I've been buying media basically, and any of them I don't have, I just add to that and just been building a collection. So yeah, I can watch it on my phone, PlayStation 3, 4, smart TVs, basically anything that has internet connection. It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is better than Redbox. It's better than Netflix. I got it hooked up too, so I can stream Netflix through the computer. And then while it's streaming through the computer, it can record to a hard drive, so I can save Netflix series and things like that too. So yeah, you know, you're not going to make a ton of money off media. I'll end up making a couple bucks off each one type deal. But I just like the fact that, you know, they'll all get added to the media library. You can also save like songs, TVs, or TV shows on there and stuff like that. I think I got like 15 seasons of like just different things, Simpsons, Family Guy, all sorts of Friends, just a wide variety. It's pretty cool. What else we got in the chat here? Bearded Picker, how's it going? Drinking some beer tonight too, guys. Drinking some Rolling Rock. I don't know if you have Rolling Rock in the US. It's pretty good beer though. I like it. I don't know where it's brewed. No idea where it's brewed. Mother's Mustache, how are you? Thrifty 50/50. I like that. That's a good name. A couple more things I got. Infamous for the PS3. It's sealed. Goes for about 17 bucks. It's going on Amazon. PS3 Bolo for you to watch out for. Ghostbusters, the video game with the original cast on it. This is a $35, $40 game. And the reason this is a $35, $40 game, this is basically the third movie of Ghostbusters. It's all the original voice actors. It's the original writer that made this game. It's a fairly sought-after game, so it's one that's kind of overlooked. This one's like complete. You can tell a nerd had it. He had it in the even the receipt from EB Games. $28.24 he paid, so he actually paid less than what they sell for now. Good one to watch out for. I paid $5 for that one, and again, that's like $35, $40 Canadian game, and sells pretty quick. It had like under a 5,000 sales rank on Amazon. What else do I got? I have so much stuff. No idea what it's worth, but I picked up a Spider-Man mug for $1, mainly because, wow, the reds are terrible on this camera. Mainly because it's just a Spider-Man mug. I'll probably only get $10 for it. I don't really like glassware, but whatever. If it's something like that, I'll pick it up. Yeah, you can put all the music on there if you want. I can show you the music too. You can rip CDs to it just like you can to Amazon, or to iTunes, and you can build your music library, and then you can stream it anywhere. Like I can, here, I'll bring it up on my phone right now, if I know where it is, and if the screen will pick up the phone. So it's kind of hard to see with the camera, but and it saves the last thing you were watching, which I think was Whose Line Is It Anyways? So you can just scroll through and watch it from your phone, listen to music from your phone. It's pretty cool. If you guys got an old computer kicking around that's like a quad core with, I don't know, 6+ gigs of RAM and a decent sized hard drive, you can literally just download the Plex Media server and turn that into a server. But plug it into your router instead of doing Wi-Fi. You'll just have better signal. You can have it so it's a server just for your house, so it doesn't use any data, and you can stream to all your smart TVs, PlayStation 3s, 4s, Xbox One, Xbox 360, phones. Like, it doesn't really matter, tablets. Or you can have it so you can stream through the internet too. So if you're like away from the house, you can still watch all your media. If you're gonna do that though, buy an external to run as a backup, or run like a couple hard drives in RAID. So if one fails, redundancy, you don't lose all your data, because that's a lot of work, ripping 400 DVDs and Blu-rays and putting them on a computer. All right, next thing I got, these are pretty cool. Price skyrocketed on these. They weren't worth nearly as much when I first got them, but because they rebooted the Reboot show on Netflix, which is a terrible show, the original's way better. Lots of nostalgia as a kid. I got a sealed Reboot puzzle. It's worth about $15 to $20. And a bunch of sealed Reboot figures. If you don't know what Reboot was, it was a TV show in the 90s. It's actually a Canadian TV show, and it was the first ever 3D generated TV show. So there's some history for you. And these guys will fetch anywhere from $20 to $30 a piece plus shipping. So if you ever see Reboot stuff or old Irwin toy, I mean, if you ever see any old 90s or 80s toys sealed like this, you should probably grab them if the price is good. They'll normally fetch anywhere from $15 to like $100. It really depends the figure. It's like video games. It's all over the place for pricing. Oh, Steve and Steph, how are you? Or Steve or Steph. Not sure which one's there. Oh, I see Toonie chat. What are we talking about Toonies for? I don't think I brought up Toonies yet. Maybe I'll live stream. One of these days I'm going to live stream from a Toonie bar. Probably get kicked out. How are you doing, Steve and Steph? Set these things down. What else did I get? A couple old PC games. Not worth much. This one, probably like $15. Just combat simulator for a AH-64D longbow. It's all complete though. It was only $1. Stuff like this for a bit of the odder titled big box PC stuff. You'll sit on it for a little bit. It's not like, the more popular things, but 3-4 months, I'll probably get $15-20. I got to get the listing soon for how much stuff I have. Next one, if you guys watched an earlier video I did, I already showed the what the hell are they called? The Robotech, the 1985 Matchbox Robotech figures. I got like $80, $90, and $100. Awesome find. I paid $1 a piece. The other ones I paid $1 a piece for are these, and they're called Micronauts. And I'll get this guy's got to get a little bit of a cleanup. I got to retro bright him, and yeah, I got a bag of milk downstairs right now. Oh, Casey got it. See, our milk comes in bags with the expiry date and everything, and then you put it in a jug. It doesn't come in cardboard. It's easier to recycle a bag. We're just smarter about it. We'll wait for you guys to catch up to us. Bags of milk. It's a real thing. Anyways, so these are the figures. This guy's got to get a little bit of treatment because I don't know if you see, he's kind of yellow on the chest here, and he's not so yellow here. The yellowing is a burn stuff, like an anti-burn agent they used to put in plastic, some word with a B, Bora or something, and it causes plastics to yellow under UV light. You can fix it with hydrogen peroxide and a bit of water and sunshine if you put it outside in a bucket, or if you heat it too, it works even better if you boil the hydrogen peroxide. Or you can use like Salon Care hair bleach. It'll work the same. It's got hydrogen peroxide on it. It's a paste. You paint it on, put it in UV light. It lightens them. Anyways, they're called Micronauts. These guys are complete, and they're pretty cool. They use these little magnets and balls, and they just stick in, so you can like swap out body parts on them and things like that. This guy should bring with the box about $150 or so, give or take $10. I'll be pretty firm on the price. He's complete. Like, he's got all the other little figures or little attachments and things in the box. Super rare. They're from the 70s if you ever see them. Such a sweet thing to pick up. This one's like a horse that he can ride on. And yeah, I used my reseller 6-pack chat name for a little group chat is Bago Milk. Because why the hell not? Oh shit, I dropped one of those little toy parts. I want to break his tail. So there's the other Micronaut guy. He's listed right now on eBay with the box because he doesn't need the retro brighten for about I think I listed him for $105. Rare toys. I don't imagine it's something you're just going to come across regularly, but even loose, these things bring like $30 to $45. And I don't know, I didn't know what a Micronaut was, so I probably passed that up, to be honest. The only reason I grabbed them is they were in the box and it looked cool, and old toys in the box are always worth money. And I got these when we were on our boat trip, so they were $1 a piece at a church sale right where we docked. There was a little church and they were having a sale, and $1 a piece for all of them. I was pretty happy to get it. Basically, those and the Robotech figures paid for the trip. Set these aside. Oh. All right. Yeah, that was some pretty neat things. I'm going to see There's tons of stuff. Like, it's never ending. I got a list. Picked a pair of boots up from Women's 9 West. They were $2 at a Bible shop. I shoved some paper in there so they'll look nice for the photos. I won't get much for them, like $20 probably. They're not exciting. Oh, something that is pretty cool is this portable AM FM like multi-waveband radio. It's got every kind of function you can think of. It's got SW1, 2, 3, FM, TV1, 2, Air, WB, AM. Like, you can pick up all the news channels and things. On the back, which is pretty cool, there is a little guide thing, a little wheel here, so you can figure out what time it is in the world. So you have all your time zones. So you could go to like whatever time, like, I don't know, if you pick time zone 13, you can go to number 13, figure out where 13 is. And whatever time you turn it to, it tells you what all the other time zones are. It was pretty neat. It works and everything. It's got a couple little scuffs up here. From what I can see on comps, I should be able to get 75 plus for that thing. It's not a bad find for a couple bucks. And old electrical stuff and shoes too I got. Is that a plunger on top? Where do you see it? No, it's not. That's an AM radio antenna, and it's directional, so you can turn it to get different signals when you're trying to get different like TV signals in, and the weather signal if you're out on a boat. That's why it's got the metal handles here to it, so you can strap it to the side of your Jeep or your SUV. So it's pretty heavy duty. It's like a survival radio. It runs off DC or AC. It's got a switch on the back, so you can run it off a DC or AC car charger, and then it also takes D batteries. It kind of looks like a plunger thing, doesn't it? Maybe pump it to make hydro. And then it's got its FM antenna, so pretty neat. I always pick up old electronics when I find them. Yeah, you can buy cartons of milk, and they come in like cardboard squares, and you just fold the top open, you pour them out. Or you can buy bags of milk, and they come with, I think it's 3 bags total and like another big bag, and then you just put those 3 bags in a milk jug and you use them. Maybe we just drink a lot more milk here, so we need bags of milk. And each milk bag is, oh god, I'll have to convert it for half you Americans, is 2 liters, so 6 liters of milk, whatever that is in ounces, or no, you guys do liters, don't you? No, gallons. So I don't know how many liters are in a gallon. You can Google it. Bianca, how are you? So next thing I got was this my kit. It was $5. I haven't really looked it up yet. It's old like electronic testing kit. It's got most of the little pieces in it. Let's see here. Yes, thrifty 50-50. The milk is refrigerated. We drink cold milk. So there's the kit. Oh, I'm losing wires. Look at that. Has all the instructions. I think it's missing a couple parts. Hoping to get, I don't know, 25-30 bucks for it. It was $5 at the Goodwill. It was just neat. I didn't want to pass it up. It came in this nice cool wood box frame too, so be easy to ship. Set this aside. Picked up a realistic AM FM radio. It was $2. It does have a little nick here and a bend, so I'm actually going to sand this out, use a little bit of Bondo, sand it down, and then I'm going to order some different wood grain, but like a vinyl wrap, and I'm going to re-vinyl wrap this whole thing, polish the front up, and I'm going to put blue LEDs in behind here and a new speaker, and then I'm going to put a Bluetooth transmitter in for the FM station so that you can just use your phone and play Bluetooth and have a modern speaker. I don't know if I'll keep it when I'm done with that or sell it, but that's the idea with it. And if it doesn't work, it was $2. I'll throw it out, and it was a fun project. Even how it was sitting, I seen comps for like around 15-20 bucks Canadian. So used to buy boxes and bags of milk in Europe, not refrigerated, right on the normal shelf. Really? Yeah, no, ours is all refrigerated. We don't have non-refrigerated milk. I mean, like, people warm their milk, I guess, or steam it for a cappuccino around here, but I've never seen milk not refrigerated here. Lots of bags, just they're refrigerated. Stack my shoes up that I got. So I got a bunch of shoes too, which means I have a bunch of cleaning I have to do. They're all really good shape. Like there's no rips or damage. They're shoes. They're a little dirty around the edges and around the soles. Sell stable after refrigerated after it opens. Huh. I didn't know that about milk. Well, I learned something new today. That milk is sell stable until opened. I still will keep mine refrigerated because I like cold milk. Oh, that light's bright. Adjust this stupid camera. There we go. Had too much light shining in it. So the next thing I got were a bunch of shoes. Most of them were Adidas. Here's the first set. They're like size 11s. Yeah, size 11s. They're clean. Just the white around them's kind of dirty. So a magic eraser and some scrubbing will get those looking brand new. The fabric's super clean on them. There's no rips. They were $6. I'll probably get, I don't know, 40 for them. They're a nice shoe. The bottom tread's good too. Were they 6? Yeah, 12 on half off, $6. Next ones were more Adidas. Same thing. A little bit of dirt on the front toes, but clean shoe. No rips, no tears. Actually, that's a really nice shoe. That one was a 10.5, so that's my size. I might even keep those. What else? What do we got in the comments here before I bring the rest of the shoes up? Yeah, tech. I like my tech. That's like, it's partially a hobby. Like that's behind me. This is all unlisted, but the top's a Commodore VIC-20. Hiding underneath it, you can barely see the keyboard, but that's a Commodore 64 with the Commodore 64 disk drive down. There's the tape drive for the Commodore. There's an Intellivision right there. They all work too. What else do I have? GameCube's down there. Those motherboard boxes, other than the graphics card one, which is a GTX 770, are all empty. They're from building computers. I build computers and flip them a lot locally, or just fix up old ones, flip them locally, or on eBay sometimes. And then actually in between the Commodores, there's an old Windows 98 laptop you can't even see, and then those are Laserdisc players. The bottom one's like a $300 player. It just needs a new belt. And the top one's about a $120 player. It needs a new belt. That's a vintage, made in Germany, dual record player. It's a solid state one, so there's no belt. It just needs a new needle and head to test it. So tons I got a list. It's never ending for the tech, but that's okay. Yeah, that's all unlisted stuff. It's actually ridiculous. And then as it gets listed, I try and move it. I'm actually in an unfinished room. Like if you see the drywall behind me, none of that drywall. Well, you can see a stud right there, actually. So you know it's not even the fully drywall room. That was old drywall behind us when we moved in. None of that staying. It all has to go. He did it wrong. Basically, he should have used 54 wide sheet, so he didn't end up with that gap. And there is no way in hell that I'm going to put a little 1 foot piece of drywall and then mud that all in. It's way cheaper to just waste a piece of drywall. So all that's got to come off. And then it's a pretty unfinished room. So I have to finish this room, but I lost the job at the storage a long time ago, so I had to get rid of the storage. I didn't want to get new storage because it's a bit of drive for me. So everything kind of got condensed into our shed in our basement and into here for a temporary eBay office. And we had a little mini living room in the room beside us, and then the flashing leaked on our roof and flooded our little landing out, so I had to replace more drywall that I finished, lift the floor up so that it could all dry out. And then the living room that, if you guys are watching some of my older videos, that's half done, had to become a temporary living room so I can refinish the landing that we were using as a living room. And then when I refinish the landing now, we can put everything back in the landing. And then I can finish drywalling, mudding, and taping the living room. And I'm going to worry about this room very, very last. Because yes, it is an unfinished room, but for the meantime, I'm using it as an office. It's only me that has to see with it. I can live with it right now. So it'll stay this way until I get the house done. And then this will be the last room. All right. So anyways, babbling on. Moving on to the shoes here. Got a set of Converse too. Again, nice clean Converse. They were $9, these ones. And I don't know, but I get around 30, 45 for them. I haven't looked up the comps on any of these shoes, so I could be completely off on the price, but normally nice sneakers like that, they're not Nike, they're just nice Adidas, they're not vintage. I'll be anywhere 30 to 75 tops. Like, these might be the higher priced ones. I feel like if I'm going to get close to that $75 range on any of them, it'll be these. I'll probably sit at that, and then, I'll run a sale, and then I'll just slowly drop the price till they sell. I'm low enough into them, I can sit on them and wait. Krillin, no, I didn't find a job, but I got offered a potential job / maybe almost like a consultant for the first 2 months. What happened is an antique mall about half an hour from the storage place I used to work at went up for sale, and it was going to get bought by a development company that was going to make it some sort of construction yard and rental equipment and all this. The lady that lived beside the antique mall didn't want that to happen, so she bought the place. She bought the whole antique mall. It has a 50s diner in it, which it's kind of, no one wants to go in the 50s diner anymore. It's a dated thing. It's been like that for 25 years. It really needs a cleanup and a revamp to be something new. It's kind of almost stuck in time. It's like a 90s looking or 80s looking antique mall. Like, it's still that glassware. It's still just that overpriced, kind of shitty wood furniture that's not really great. It's not that mid-century modern. It needs a revamp. The old guy didn't even want you in there if you had like video games or electronics. And I was trying to explain to them one day, like, listen, if you have a guy selling retro video games, he's going to be the busiest booth you have. So anyways, he got really old, I think. Long story short, they bought it. This girl's never run a business. She has no idea how to do it. She doesn't know where to even start. She knows the systems are all out of whack. They do half the stuff by paper still, so there's no electronic bookkeeping, nothing like that. So I don't know if it's going to turn into a full-time job. I meet with her in 2 weeks. We're going to sit down, go over it, see what she's looking for. It sounds more like, though, I'll probably get brought on for 6 months or something. Introduce actual inventory systems, a proper point of sale, not this old school bookkeeping. Kick out some of these vendors who are just old guys that are stubborn and think glassware sells, even though they don't have any sales months and months on end, but they pay their dues. Doesn't really matter. They pay their dues because it brings the place down as a whole. So it'll be a big project. If I take it on and if it works out and if the pay's right and everything, I'll definitely keep you guys updated on that, because I think it would make some cool content. I'm going to try, if she wants to bring me on as a consultant, to work in some free or very discounted booth rentals so I can get myself a little booth in there as well. But we'll see how it goes. I guess there is 3 people that sort of help run it. The one girl's going to stay on, but she's not very tech savvy either, so she doesn't even know where to start for setting up a POS and just getting it proper and modernized, ripping out that 50s diner. The girl's smart. She wants to do a 90s diner. She wants to have it more 80s, 90s theme, which is way more popular now. And she really wants to sink some money into it and revamp it and make it, to attract a younger generation, because it's the people it attracts right now are pretty much, they're starting to leave this earth. So they're far and few between. I see it happen with a lot of old antique malls that just don't want to change. The ones that get a little more modern around here, which by modern, I mean like people doing Etsy stuff, so the handmade and craft stuff, and some of the more modern electronics, the early to mid 90s stuff, seem to be doing really good. They're attracting a younger population. They're on social media. They're doing Facebook posts and Instagram posts and all that stuff. Most of you people who are resellers already know about, because we're doing the online thing already. So it'll be fun, I think. It'll probably be a challenge. I'm going to see where it leads. Hopefully to good things. If not, I'll keep pushing this for now and trying to get the house done. So that's that's my rant about a job. And no, I don't think an 80s or 90s diner is a thing. Like I said, it's a 50s diner right now, but no one's really interested in it. And it's even sort of dated for a 50s diner. It's gross. It's been the same flooring, the same paint, the same pictures, the same lights, the same everything for 25 years. It gets old. People who know that with restaurants are hard things to run. The girl's got the right idea, though. She wants to make the restaurant a reason for people to come there, but not the big income generator. That's just what sets her apart from the other antique malls. And then once you get there, because there's something unique that you want to see, some sort of diner thing, then you're there and you might spend some money on some little trinkets, because it's almost like a souvenir for the visit, because you went out of town, you visited this neat place with a funky diner. So, and I'd assume it would do pretty good, because you got to figure the demographic of people spending money for collectibles and things like that now are going to be people aged like around my age, 20. I'm 30, so probably 28 to 45, because you start sort of feeling old. You get nostalgic for things in your childhood that you couldn't afford back in the day, or maybe you didn't have point in case with all the old electronics for me and video games, and you buy them as an adult because maybe you want to share them with your child who's never seen them, so he can have the experiences that you never did, or that you did have with certain things. And you now have a job, you make a bit more money than you did when you're in your early 20s, and you're not thinking about retirement yet when that comes later. So you sort of have this almost feeling of a little disposable income. I mean, not so much me with the house renos, but from what I see for shoppers. So that's kind of her idea too for the diner and the pushing the antique mall. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, Krillin, to get into the antique mall there, you have to walk like basically through the side of the diner, and you see the whole 50s diner to the side. So it was pretty neat. I'm just a very fast talker. All my friends tell me I'm a ridiculously quick talker. Been that way for a long. It's never changed. I was just a babbler as a kid too. Just freaking blah 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 blah, and it gets worse the more I drink. See you later, Deb. Have a good night. Oh, I thought you said talk to you later. I see. You're doing well. Anyways, read that wrong. Next, or last pair of shoes I got are some vintage Versace's or retro Versace. I don't know if they're real. From what I can tell, they're real. They're pretty beat up. They were cheap. See the toes there? The only reason I bought them was basically a challenge to see how good I could make them look, because you can get this really cool leather dye that you can run through an airbrush. And I'm pretty good at airbrushing. I used to do a lot of body work and paint cars and little models and things. So I know my way around an airbrush. So I'm going to see if I can actually repair and airbrush this leather, and it'll make a cool video. I have no idea. They're ugly. Like you just said, they're ugly as shit shoes, but yeah, we'll see how they do. Just something fun. Maybe they'll sell. Maybe they won't. We will see. Most of the other stuff's, oh yeah, I got something pretty unique and weird too. Oh, but it's mostly electronic stuff. So I bought a camcorder, not for the camcorder, although I could find no comps on this, so I have no idea what it's going to bring. It was $15 at Value Village. And I bought the camcorder because of the part it came with it, which I'm not showing yet, but like it's big. It's fucking huge. But it is like a hi-fi, high 8 cassette tape that doesn't really close. It might need power to close. And the only reason I grabbed it was, well, because the one part I knew what it was. And even anything nowadays, if you see monitors and stuff with these connectors, these are BNC connectors. These are professional video grade connectors. If you ever see BNC, half the time that means it's shooting in an RGB digital format or RGB analog format. So I grabbed it. I grabbed it because of that. I also grabbed it because of the lens on it. And I grabbed it because of this automatic electric lens zoom attachment thing. It's just so you can basically electronically control the zoom and focus. Those parts sell pretty decently. I have no idea what I'll get for the whole camera. I mean, if you guys have ever sold one like that, let me know. It was a Hyper HAD. I forget what the model was. That latches down somehow. It's really heavy too. It's ridiculously heavy. Hyper HD. I don't know. But it's pretty fancy. Like, it's got your oh god, I can't even think of what these are called, but it's for your mic inputs. XLR, that's the word I'm looking for. Your XLR mic inputs. And the other ones, I think someone I just saw asked what the other connectors were. Mother's mustache. These connectors right here, these are not that one. That's just like a mic out or something. But these ones right here, it's kind of hard to pick up. Those are called BNC connectors. There's another one there too. So there's a lot of different types of BNC connectors. You'll also see those on a lot of security cameras, security systems. But if you ever see old monitors like that one right there, or that one down there, like old CRT monitors, and they have those connections on the back, those are usually a BVM or a PVM, which is a professional video monitor or a broadcast video monitor. You'll get anywhere from $300 to $1,500 for those old monitors if you can find them. Or any old video equipment with BNC connectors is worth at least looking up, because you're getting into, like I said, professional grade video equipment at that point, whether it be selectors, mixing boards, editing equipment, recording equipment, even VCRs. If you find a VCR or a DVD player with those sort of BNC connectors, it generally means it's a professional grade equipment. It's just a quick way to watch out for it. Bearded Picker, I have a commercial VCR with BNC connectors. Yeah, they do come across them. You know, I come across them occasionally, but you're a couple $100 sometimes for those VHS players if you can find them with BNC. If you don't have BNC cables, You can go on eBay. You can actually, here, I'll show you them. You can buy a converter, so you can just plug a regular composite or component video cable into it. See if I can bring it up here. I'm sure there'll be an image of it. Or some for sale on eBay. Yeah, here we go. All right. Screen share. Here we go. Share. So basically it looks like this one. That's all you're looking for. That goes to the BNC, and then that can go to your TV to test it. You can also get these in reverse so that you could plug them into the BNC and then plug a male RCA jack into them. They're super cheap. It's the easiest way to test anything BNC like that if you guys have never seen those connectors before. Definitely something to watch for, though. It's something I see passed up all the time, and I have no idea why. But that's how you find that video equipment. All right. Bring that page back up. Get that screen share down. There we go. So anyways, the reason I got this, yeah, you can see the price tag is $14.99. Wasn't because of this. It was because of something I've actually sold before. Which is this. This is a Sony power unit, and what it does is, obviously you have your plug, you plug it in. So that big cable hanging off the back of this video player, this Sony here, which is this long one, plugs into here. And there's how it powers the unit. And it also has a power for your mic out in case your mic, because some old XLR mics require an external power source. And it's also got your smaller mic out, and it's got video connectors if you need to filter the video through it, or if you need to amplify the video if you're sending it to a monitor further away, like in a van if you're doing a broadcast. This will work on a lot of other video cameras, not just that older one. It'll work on some newer ones still in production now. So I should get about 75 bucks, 50 to 75 just for this, if it's working. I'm pretty sure it's working. Hopefully it's working, but I should get, yeah, like I said, $50, $75 just for that. That's why I wasn't too worried about what this brings. Like I said, I could find almost nothing on comps for this, so I don't know what it's going to sell for, but I'm certainly going to try. I don't know. See, maybe I'll get 100 bucks for it on top of that $50 to $75 power source. Jump back in the chat here. Lost my little chat window. All right, there it is. Yeah, Mother Mustache. If you see those cord ends often, it's just, you know, I grab my phone and look them up. Sometimes they're not worth anything, but I'd say 9 times out of 10, though, they're usually worth picking up, unless the owner just wants a ridiculous price. You know, that happens too. I've seen that happen many a times. Yeah, I bought a long cable so I can power a unit. Same model Modern Fly uses in Back to the Future. Kind of does look like the same camera. Something like that might even get sold for a movie prop. Things like that do sell a lot for movie props, or just old tech enthusiasts, or maybe you want to get a certain video style, the same reason people use old film camera when you could just use a digital. What else do we got? Got the chat here. I learn a lot from you often. Thank you, Jordan. No problem. I'm glad you learned a few things off me. I tend to ramble a bit, but yeah, my tech knowledge will be all right. I got a few more things to show you. I can just grab shit off the shelf, too. If you guys are interested to see anything, there's a whole bunch. I have, well, I do have it up here. I have a $200 keyboard I can show you. Which actually, the keyboard I've had for a while. I haven't listed it. I was actually using it, and then I almost didn't want to list it, but it's going for sale now. This needs a hell of a clean. I think I got it on this side right now. Yeah. This is a Tron keyboard, like from the Tron movie, Disney Tron, the new Tron, not the old one. And it's about a $250 keyboard. It was $20 at a garage sale, and it was a whole laundry basket full of computer tech. It had this in it. It had two GTX 680 graphics cards, which I got $200 a piece for. It had this gaming mouse, which I still use, which is a Razer mouse that's worth about $75. I had another $100 mouse. I don't know why it was $20. I don't know why it was in a grocery or a laundry basket. He just wanted it gone. Maybe he's got a lazy son and he sold it all on him. Or maybe he's just one of those hardcore computer people where that's considered dated tech, even though it was only a couple years old and still does everything modern. But yeah, one of the last things I haven't sold from it was this keyboard. When you plug it in, these all light up and it makes a Tron noise and the keys all glow. It's pretty neat. But yeah, if you ever see probably something again you won't see a lot, but if you do see a Tron keyboard, worth a lot of money. Has mic headphone inputs, so you can actually plug the mic and headphones in. Power hungry thing though, it takes 2 USBs, plus you can plug it into your mic and your headphone jack. So yeah, just learned Pinch and Paste was about Razer mice yesterday. Yeah, anything labeled Razer, whether it be a mouse or a keyboard, is worth a lot of money. The symbol, it doesn't always say Razer though. Sometimes it'll just show, God, that's not going to focus very well. If you can see that symbol near my finger, sometimes it'll just show that symbol. It's probably trying to focus on my head or something. And that's the symbol you want to watch for Razer stuff. This one probably has one too. Yeah, it might focus on that better. Kind of. Oh, almost got her. So that's the symbol you want to watch for. Yeah, anything Razer. It can bring you know, like a cheaper Razer keyboard will bring you $75 all the way up to, you know, 300 plus. So Razer's something to watch for. Always something to watch for. Actually, Logitech gaming keyboards are another one. If you can find the G series, like there's G15, 17s, 21. It's the one I'm using right now. It's dirty. I'm just testing it because I just picked it up at a thrift store for like $10. Wanted to make sure it works. So far, so good. But this G15, it's an easy $40 keyboard. I have another G1 that's about a $75 keyboard, and it's got 2 keys that don't work. They feel real sticky, so I think someone spilled some pop, and it's just the membrane when you push down, not picking up the electrical signal. So a good clean should fix it. Turtle Trader, yeah, it was, the job loss was July 1st was my last day of work. No, June 1st was my last day of work. So yeah, been out of job for a while. Thank God for this stuff, or I'd have no money. Where? Oh, there it is. I should have just brought that whole box over. Across gaming message. Guys talking about the mice in there. Yeah, man, Razer mice and anything Razer. Bought an old Paint 2 program, Deluxe Paint 2. It's for an Amiga, old Amiga personal computer. It was $5 at the Goodwill. It's complete. I'll sit on it for probably a few months. It takes, you guys remember these? It takes old floppies. I'll probably get $30 plus for it. People like their old tech to go with their old ass Amigas and their Commodores and all that other stuff. I actually have a Windows 98 computer down there that I use for testing old 98 games, old 98 tech. If you want to get heavy into computer parts, you kind of start to need to get the equipment to test certain things. Like that computer there too. That's a test one. I keep the top off because I can just pop graphics cards in them really quick, test the graphics cards. It's a dual boot. Wow, I cannot talk. It's a dual boot system. So it boots Windows XP and Windows 7. And then this computer over here has Windows 10. Something clearly fell over there. So the computer beside me has Windows 10, so I can test anything that needs complete modern hardware, but most stuff I can test on that machine or the Windows 98 machine. You know, like things like this. I just did a video where I picked up a whole bunch of these graphics cards. That one's a desktop, or not a desktop one, sorry. That one's a workstation one, so it's for like AutoCAD programs, 3D rendering. So I was testing those in that machine, making sure they work, putting new thermal paste on. Got a whole bunch of these for $100. Should get like 25 to $40 a piece. It was pretty neat. Stubborn, don't like to ask where I do research. Yeah, I do that sometimes too. Hey, Tanya, how are you? Good to see you in here. Got an old Emerson PC. Have you ever seen one? Yes, I had an old Emerson model. I had an old Emerson monitor as well. See what it runs on it. But if you have like, so a Pentium 4, which is pretty dated now, that's like 2001 to 2003 era stuff. If you can find one working with Windows XP, you can get about $100 for a complete working tower. Just the tower, just, you know, the computer tower with all the components working. Windows 98, depending on the parts in it. Windows 95, same thing depending on the parts. Anywhere from $100 to $300, $400, $800. Windows 7 and up, it really depends on the power, but you're same thing anywhere from 75 to I don't know, a couple $1,000. Gaming computers get crazy. The reason people buy old Windows 95 computers, old XP computers, there's actually a couple reasons. I've done some research into this. The first one being, it's the same reason guys buy a Super Nintendo, a Sega, whatever, any sort of old console. Some guys didn't game on consoles, they gamed on PC. They remember that PC. It's nostalgic. You can play most games on a modern computer, but I'll even admit too, it's not the same as playing on old original hardware. It sounds better, it looks better, it just runs better on original hardware. So that's one of the big reasons. The other reason is there is a lot of machinery and equipment that runs off old operating systems. The companies end up going under, they don't exist anymore, so there's never any updates. Like I know a guy at the CNC machine, it runs off a Windows 98 program. That CNC company that made that machine, they don't make them anymore. So there's no support. There's no modern programming to run on that machine for Windows 7 or XP or maybe XP, but there's nothing modern. So when his machine broke, he literally called me. I had to build him a Windows 95 or 98 machine so he could run a CNC machine, because he wasn't about to spend $500,000 on a new CNC machine just so he could use a Windows 10 laptop with it with some new software that was also going to cost him thousands of dollars to buy. So there's a reason old tech is still used. There's some dental equipment that still runs on old tech. There's some vehicle diagnostic equipment that you can only run on old tech. So there's a demand for some of those old computers for that reason. Something to watch for, man. People pass by those old white and beige towers and monitors religiously, and like I just sold a $75 one. A couple weeks ago, I sold a $100 one. Like I said, the one over my shoulder, that's a $300 Commodore one. The one down below is a Commodore 1702. That's $200 Commodore one. So it's overlooked. Anyways, one of the last things I got, and then I'll show you some of those computers on eBay just so you can see the prices, was a an audio amplifier, but it's a bit of a unique one. Again, we're getting kind of more into studio grade equipment because all your mics are all wired in and amplified, and then you have, what else you have here? You have your output for your mics and then different wired inputs. So you'd use this for like a PA system or like a concert type setting. If you're running multiple mics, you got your gain and everything. This came out of the e-waste. I have no idea if it works yet. If it does, hoping to get about $250 for it. Monitors and keyboards too. I just read that. Oh my god, monitor and a keyboard. It takes the big floppy disks. Oh, if it takes the big floppy disks, that's probably like even pre-Windows 95. You're probably getting into like Windows 3.1 or even an old DOS computer, which is even bigger bucks. Like if you have a 486, like an IBM 486, your $400 computer. I'll get it loaded up for you. Let's end this video off with some old tech research for you guys. I could pick up the computer beside me and stuff if you really want me to show you I do have this shit, but I don't. It's heavy, man. I don't want to lift it up. If you're gonna get into tech, you're gonna get returns and a lot of questions, and it's a lot harder to test stuff, but it's a lot of money. It's really good money. I thought I had some up here. I don't think I do. Buy security seals. Oh, I do have them. They're right here. Buy these if you're into electronics. They're security seals. Each one's unique with a unique barcode. And if you stick them on something and peel them off, I'll waste one and show you guys. Let's find something we can stick it on here. If I can get it to peel. Here, I'll stick it on this. Don't worry, it's a no-name NES controller or SNES controller. So if you stick it on something, you rub it on nice and tight. There you go. There's the warranty label on it. It does not want to focus on those things. So if you try and peel that now, let's see if we can. Oh, she sticks on this plastic pretty good. So if you try and peel this now, watch it not work. It leaves void marks and it wrecks the sticker too. So it's protected me on a couple eBay returns from people trying to harvest parts, and they're pretty cheap. I get them off Amazon for like, I don't know, a couple hundred for a couple bucks. It's not a lot. You can get them from China for cheaper if you want to wait like a month for them to come in, but usually just get them off Amazon because I always forget to order them when I run low. So yeah, I never can wait for the Chinese ones. All right, so let me bring this chat window back up. Here we go. Reseller. It came with install disk. I should get it out of the van. Yeah, you should. Coming with the install disk and the software makes a huge difference for price too. Windows 3.1. Yeah, you'd probably get $300 for it, if not more, with the if you got the keyboard and mouse with it. My mom still has a PC Junior from 1990 with the wireless keyboard. Same thing, that PC Junior. Here, let's look that up first, Deb. PC Junior. I forgot about those. So Deb, she's got the box. You got a $700 computer. We'll go to solds to make sure here, but bring the screen share up. Here we go. I think I'm gonna exit my Plex here. Hold on, guys. I forgot that server's up. It'll end up lagging down trying to show too much. I'm using the media server because I'm trying to stress test it basically. So anyways, here we go. Yeah. PC Juniors. Okay, well there's 3 listed, so that's it. There's a monitor for $425. There's just a keyboard for $65. We'll go to completed. We'll see if any of them sold, but that's a rare thing. There's 32 watching that one. PC Junior keyboard, $50. Joystick. I've sold those joysticks before. I don't see any of the big computers sold yet. No, $262 for one with the box. 140 bucks for the monitor. This is all Canadian prices, obviously, because the giant C. Just the floppy, $50. I think these guys are reaching a little high at the 300. Cables for 60. There you go. There's the whole one complete with extras for $788. And if we go back to uncompleted, I think there was only, what was there, 3 listed? 2 in the box, 1 not in the box for $328. Anything vintage IBM, guys. Watch for the vintage IBM stuff. Yeah, I hate going to the e-waste because I cringe at the amount of stuff they're just crushing and breaking apart. Partially it's from a collector aspect because I like old tech, and partially like it just sucks to see it be destroyed. It's worth so much money. I got my brain all worked up. They're worth looking for. Like, there's no more listed. Look at that was it. There's 3 listed. The rest are parts. Here, I'll show you the old 486. We can go to completed if you want, but like that one's not even cleaned up. Vintage Acer with a 486 DX2. There's an old vintage IBM. Here, we'll go to completed and you guys can see what they're selling for. So full-size tower case build IBM 386, 486. He's just using, I think that's just the case. $100. Even just the RAM sticks, $20. There you go. 261 for a compact. That guy's reaching a little high at 7. 100. If you guys ever find vintage IBM keyboards, they're called Model M's. They're clicky keyboards. If you ever type Model M clicky, you'll get $100 for them every day. They'll sell in 2 days without batting an eye every time. There you go. There's another old vintage IBM 386, 439. 246, 210, 262. So I tend to sell just, I'll sell the monitors separately. I tend to sell just the towers on their own. Yeah, I know, Deb. I go to the e-waste. I had the e-waste guy he never believed me. He was like, oh, no, I get $15 recycling them. And all these motherboards add up to $800 in e-waste. And I used to sit there going, oh, my God, I'll give you $50. I'll give you $100 a computer. I'll make money off them. Stop destroying them. So finally he believed me. Oh, it took a long time, but had ants in them. Yeah, I found 2 IBMs with ants in them. I've found IBMs with dead mice in them. I just actually fixed the CD player, cassette player that had a couple dead bees in it. So that's 486s. Anyways, we'll keep going here. I'll show you, and that's it. There's no more listed. See, it's not a lot of competition. There's not that many listings. They are harder to ship. They're more work. You got to test them. It's just know that going into it. But like, go to Windows 98. Oh, I should have typed PC. Hold on here. There we go. 169, 368. It really depends what's in them for graphics cards, CPUs. Like there's a lot of factors. People really like the flat ones like this here because you can put the monitor on top, so it takes up less space. Just something to watch out for. But I mean, yes, Deb, I did hear about the guy crowdfunding the rebirth of the clicky keyboards. I would love to get one. They are so nice to type on. So nice. So yeah, there's vintage MPCs. IBM, that's a big one. You guys want to look for vintage IBM, vintage Dell, vintage Amstrad computers, if you can even find an Amstrad. What else did I say? Amiga computers, like Amstrad's a super hard one to find. There's just an Amstrad monitor 144. That's probably it. I'm sure there's almost no computers. Yeah, some Amstrad games. Wow, that guy sold that for cheap. But yeah, Amstrad, if you can ever find them. What's the other one? Amiga. 1200s, Amiga 2000s, Amiga 1500s. There we go. We'll go to actual vintage computers. There's probably not going to be much. There's never Amiga computers listed. There's just hard things to find. If you do come across them, though, like there you go, 15 bids, $136. Just small Amiga and Commodore parts, $100 Amiga A500. There you go. X1200, 21 bids, $424. All things to watch for, man. Anything, guys, that's Amiga or Commodore. Commodore, Amiga are kind of the same thing. I have that computer right there, an Amiga 2000 HD with the disk drive and the zip drive. The case is destroyed on mine, and it came with like 14 different cards that have those BNC connectors on the back. And I haven't got it working yet, but I would really like to, because just the cards alone look like they sell for $300 a piece. Not sure what they're for. There you go, 17 bids at $1,100. The Austin Goodwill computer store had a computer museum. They closed last year and sold off all the old systems. Oh, I would have drooled just seeing that. I would have loved to be there for that. I've got 2 IBMs and blah, blah. Yeah, I read that. I got to figure out how to take them apart and clean them before I can test them. Super easy. So buy a can of compressed air. They're just cans of compressed air if you don't already have a compressor, and an anti-static brush, and just blow them, brush them out, plug them in, see if they work. You can even buy electronic wipes and contact cleaner to clean some of the knobs and buttons. That helps sometimes. That's about it. Power them on, see if they boot up. Even not working though, honestly, you're still $100. Just put unable to test and it still sells, because most of these guys buying this kind of tech know it. They know how it works. They know how to test it. They know how to repair it. It's not someone buying like a Windows 10 gaming PC and then being like, how do you do this? How do you do that? How do you play this game? It's old guys that know this old tech. So I usually don't have any questions or anything on this. If I do, it's like, hey, does this computer have this issue? It's a common problem, and things like that. But most of these guys know what they're buying, and like as you can see, crazy money. Crazy money. It's always passed over. It's stuff that I see thrown out or sold for $5, $10. There you go, an Amiga A4000 tower, $2,700. I've never even seen one of those before. Jeez, remind me to watch for those. If those IBM monitors match, like if they were meant with that computer, then yeah, 100% sell them together, because that's when you start getting those $600-700 buys. If not, sell them separately, because old CRT monitor, like you'll get $100 for them too. If I can type. There you go. These are old tube TVs, old CRT monitors. They don't sell as common as the computers, but you'll usually net about $100 for them. What you want to look for is ones with DVI in them, and stay away from weird no-name ones like this. You want ones that are, Apple, IBM, Philips, Commodore, Dell, Sony, JVC. E-Machines is hit or miss. Those are the kind of monitors you want to watch for. The absolute best CRTs to watch for, what I was talking about earlier, which is a broadcast monitor, a BVM. Oh, these are all going to be flat screens. Hold on. We'll just go right to PVMs here. So PVM is professional video monitor. BVM is broadcast video monitor. BVMs are better than PVMs. Here's your BVMs. And these $100 ones are usually 9 to 14 inch. 21-inch ones usually sell. Yeah, there's a 20-inch one for around $1,000. People want these because if you convert your old consoles to RGB, it's the purest image you can have. So it's like the nicest you could ever view a Sega or a Super Nintendo or anything like that. There you go. There's a really good one. That's the Cadillac to look for, the BVM D20F1U. That one every time will get you a couple $1,000s. I've never found one. 700. PVMs and BVMs, they gotta have the BNC cables on the back. So watch for those two. They literally look like TVs, but they're longer. I'll find a good picture one. Maybe someone's got a side view. There's a good side view. So they're longer and they always have a lot more knobs on them. So you see, like as you can see on these ones, they're just longer. They'll have a handle so you can pick them up. And they'll usually have handles on the front like that so that they can be strapped in and pulled out of rack mounts and things like that. And then there's those BNCs. That's what a BNC looks like. YC is actually just S video. Back in the day, it was called Lumichroma or something like that. And yeah, that's what you want to look for. And it's got to say RGB component, because the other ones, those are just BNC composite, and they don't offer much better video than just the regular yellow composites. So there you go. There's some tech info on retro tech and why you shouldn't pass it up, because I see it passed up all the time. It's worth looking up at a bare minimum. Just know that they're heavy to ship. If you guys want to ship a monitor, styrofoam is your best friend. Bubble wrap it and then put styrofoam on each corner of the monitor so that the box can never impact it, and you'll be safe every time. I've never had an issue. Right this side up so they don't get turned upside and down because the yokes can rotate. But again, people buying these old BVMs, PVMs, they usually know how to repair them, how to fix them. They know what they're about. It's just something to watch out for. If you guys got any questions, fire away. That's about all I have for a haul. I mean, it's not. I have more stuff, but I could be here till 1 in the morning showing you guys all the crap I have, and I don't want to be here that long. So if you guys have any questions or want to see anything else that's behind me, you just let me know. And let me get the screen share off. There we go. Forgot the screen share was still on. I'm bad for that. And as always, thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you learned a couple things. Maybe saw some things you've never seen before. Yeah. Oh, you know what? Before I go, I got one more action figure I got on that boat trip that I completely forgot about, and I should get 100 or 200 off him. So, one sec. Big Jim. Carry case, and here goes my demonetization, and a naked Big Jim. And a clothed Big Jim. And a whole bunch, see if I can get this better, of Big Jim accessories. So this loaded up easy, I don't know. I dropped parts though. There we go. I don't want to run parts off. Little canteen. Easily 100 plus all day long. Probably more. I'm just from what I've seen for those figures. Yeah, Big Jim. He's an old 80s or 70s. I think he's 1973. Big Jim. So it's like a Big Jim orgy. Yeah, so I couldn't pass up Big Jim. So I picked him up, and I've yet to list him too. I got to clean him up. But that was kind of the last cool thing about boat trip. So that was 1, 2, 3. I spent like $6, and it'll get turned into about $600, which is a really good return. I don't find things like that every day, but it's pretty sweet. Anyways, guys, that's probably it. I'll wait a few minutes, see if you guys got any questions or want to see anything else behind me. There's like old monitors and just video game stuff. There's more electronics. There's toys and boxes of controllers and more media and cigar magazines. More video games. Oh, that's a good beer. If you guys have never had Rolling Rock, it's a good beer. Strongly recommend it. Anyways, guys, I don't see any questions, so I think we'll probably call it a night. Have a good night, everyone. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it. You guys, most of you probably already, but if you're not, subscribe if you want to watch more, and be notified when I put another video out. And yeah, I'll have another one out soon. Actually, it's repairing a VHS. It's repairing a cassette player and CD player. Both were broken on this unit. It's a Pioneer unit, and the only reason it was broken was because of dirt. So it's a pretty common problem that happens. I'll show you guys how to fix that. That video is almost done being edited, but until then, see you guys in the next video. Bye.